Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna check Lance Decisive Set, but before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. So we already have her back sneering White Snake package. Obviously this one comes with the skin, a copy of the Your weapon, a copy of the SR weapon, and 100 gems. Is this set really worth it? Because we also have the banner. And the answer is yeah, it's actually pretty good. Though, if you're completely F2P, it's difficult to recommend to just sink in a banner and spend all your resources when you cannot guarantee to hit pity. I suggest that you avoid limited banners for the most part until we have selection gachas. Those are the ones that are going to give you the most value. But if you have the gems to spend on this one, the extra gems to spend on this one, it is not a bad choice, I gotta admit. So let's check the supporter and the weapon. So the supporter, White Snake Lan. The main passive says increase damage by 3% up to 6% and critical damage by 5% every 10 combos for 10 seconds, stack up to 10 times. So when you have the 10 stacks, that's a 30 to 60% damage increase and 50% critical damage increase. If you put those together, this is probably one of the strongest supporters in the game. Just to keep that in mind. This is not how it works, but let's say that the numbers just add up. It's not how it works, but that would be around 110% damage increase together. So yeah, it is good, but well, what else does this offer? Increase max HP of human type allies by 15% up to 30% and speed by 5%. So you're gonna become tankier. You're gonna have insane damage as long as you combo, and you're gonna be fast. That's everything that Lance wants. Honestly, this decisive set is one of the most cohesive ones that we have had so far. Then the extra passive, if you equip this on the main, decreases damage taken from range attacks while using a skill by 18% up to 36%. And the active, on 70 second cooldown, swings a staff around, dealing a knockback attack with damage equal to 860% of attack up to 1720% of attack, and increases speed by 20% for 2 seconds. After testing this active, it is kind of weird, kind of wacky, because 2 seconds is extremely short for a buff. But I gotta admit, it's a nice utility option for escaping. Weird, I know, weird, but it is not bad. I tested it. It's a shame that it lasts only 2 seconds, but it is what it is. Now, we have the weapon, and the weapon says pulls in nearby enemies while using Be Like Water, Be Like Cloud. Each attack with Be Like Water, Be Like Cloud, Be Like Water increases critical rate by 4% for 5 seconds, stack up to 10 times. It goes up to 8%, so if you have the 10 stacks, it's 40% up to 80%. And on top of that, increases skill damage by 25% up to 50%. So it does say it's the skill damage increase for only for Chinese Unart Be Like Cloud, Be Like Water. But honestly, it wouldn't matter. When you use Be Like Cloud, Be Like Water, that's the only skill you use, as long as you're piloting the character. So yeah, it's a pretty good weapon. You may think, why do I care about critical rate? That's pretty bad. Well, Be Like Cloud, Be Like Water is the critical damage increase weapon, the critical damage increase skill. So you're basically guaranteed that you're gonna have that multiplier up, and that's extremely useful. Everything in this decisive set is meant to work with this skill, and it works perfectly. Everything just synergizes because you're extremely fast when doing your combos, and you do a ton of multi hits, so you are just going to have all the stacks pretty quickly. Becoming tankier is appreciated, and the speed increase also helps out to fulfill the combos effectively, so it's pretty good. The damage reduction on the main is appreciated when you can demolish the stage. If the enemies deal too much damage to you, then this is not going to make that much of a difference. Even though it's appreciated, the weak point on this character is the HP recovery when using this. So that's something to take into consideration. And well, this is just great. It is amazing. The skill damage increase is really useful, but the critical rate increase is going to allow you to guarantee your crits and just abuse your pure color skill. So that's extremely useful. We're gonna check the issues that this has on. Let's just unequip this on solo content, because this build is not that great on solo content unless you are already able to demolish the content. If you can clear it easily without the need of healing, then this is very, very good. But if you need to heal, well, let's just see what happens. Maybe I will be able to clear this, but I tried this a couple times and I wasn't able to clear this level because of the amount of damage that the enemies deal. So we have Be Like Water, Be Like Cloud, and Lion Pit, and Tempest Formation. Unfortunately, the HP recovery skill is this one, but it only works on green. So yeah, we don't have anything that is remotely useful other than Be Like Cloud, Be Like Water. So yeah, usually I would use this one, but let's go tanky. I'm gonna go like super tanky. I'm gonna take this and I guess this one. Yeah, like Butler Asagi is also a good option, but I want as much damage reduction as I can. So talking about damage reduction, I'm gonna remove this and this. Library Girls, along with let's see what there was like a good HP. Increase your maximum HP by 20. That's appreciated. Do we have something even better? No, I think not. Like 20%. Yeah, let's go with that 20% HP increase and another source of damage reduction. This one could be really useful. I need something like that, like a big number. Reduce damage from all enemies. From machine. I guess I'll take it. It's not going to work with the mobs, but the enemies that are killing me are the bosses. So with this much defense, I'm going to be able to withstand the attacks for the most part. And with the ability to just heal thanks to the Kurenai supporter, I think I'm gonna be fine. Yep, just like that. And you can see that this is the only thing that I need to do. Did I mention that this has a pulling effect when using this skill? It is pretty good. Though the pulling effect is not like the whole stage. That would be way better. Look, the enemies are not getting pulled just yet. Oh, there. Finally. And there. Yeah, HP recovery, please. There. And done. 10 stacks. Hey, come on. Okay. Now my stacks got resetted. So one important thing that you have to take into consideration is the fact that you want to... wait a moment. I don't remember. Maybe we can. Because let's see if I can continue with the... No. Okay, in this particular... when we have the warning sign, your attack gets stopped. That's something to take into consideration. But when a boss changes phases and you already had the warning sign, you can continue the attack and you can just keep pressing the button and it will continue with the combo. But in this particular case, it cut the combo. So yeah, that's kind of bad. Let's see, can I just... Yeah, like that. Perfect, perfect. Let's do those combos. Let's attack as much as possible. So you can see how useful it is for me to just go defensive. I finally managed to beat this stage, but I just had to put all the defensive passives and supporters along with Lance supporter. Yeah, that's all I needed. So this supporter is pretty good. Let's test it a little bit more with other characters that can actually use this effectively. Basically Rin and Momochi. I was testing it with Astrod, and surprisingly she's barely fast enough to use this supporter effectively, which I didn't expect that. You can use it with any character technically, but on top of that you may want to use a speed increase to be able to actually use this effectively. And the more things you need to put in the build, like a specific weapon or specific supporters, the less impactful it's going to be. So because it's not the same as if you equip a Kana instead of something that increases your speed. So keep that in mind. Even though you can technically equip this on anyone, not every character is going to be taking full advantage of it. For example, Murasaki. Murasaki can use this on blue, particularly because she has a Beyblade skill, and those have a ton of multi-hits. But she is not going to continue with the stacks because she is too slow, even though she has kinda good multi-hits on some skills. She would require a ton of enemies to be able to keep the stats consistently, and usually those die quickly. So yeah, let's go with a character who can actually use this effectively, like a Momochi. Let's just go with this one, yeah, this build, and okay, Storm Dance, Scorpion, Sword Style. Sword Style, yeah, this is the range one, and it's going to be pretty effective, depending on how many enemies you're facing and if they are range or melee. You may want to change that to Mirage Strike, but in this particular stage we're using Sword Style because it's better. So damage increase. I don't need this one. I can go with a land on the main, and I can use Kana. Kana. Is Kana worth it? I think not particularly on this one, because I don't have another supporter, because this one gives me the most damage, more than Anurus. If I had another one that gave me a buff like Massacre Kunai, and I wasn't using an HP recovery skill, I would be using Kana. Let me just tell you, Kana, White Snake Lan, along with either Massacre Kunai on the main or the Foundling 3 on the main. That's the combination that you want to use. It's pretty good. So yeah, with that in mind, we're using the Momochi weapon because it is good, it is generic, it gives you a great amount of damage increase. I don't need this amount of damage reduction, but let's go with it. Why not? Because we have already an insane amount of damage with this supporter. It is extremely good. And the good thing about it is that you don't need many copies to use it effectively. You can just get one, and the critical damage increase won't change. And that's a ton. Though you prefer to have multiple copies of this one. Come on. Oh, oof. No. I didn't manage. I didn't manage. Do I have a Scorpion? Oh, yeah. I don't know why I wasn't using that one. Okay, speed increase. Just like that. Perfect. And I attack the spiders. One thing to take into consideration is that, I don't know why, but sometimes that happens. I have the damage increase at one stack and the critical damage at multiples. Maybe it's stacking with another buff. Maybe it's that. But, well, in any case, it is pretty good. The more damage you have, the better. Let's see. Can I just do this? Nice. So, should you roll for this one? If you have the extra gems to commit to the pity, it is not bad. And honestly, getting one copy is gonna be more than enough because you're gonna have at least the 30% damage increase at 10 stacks plus the 50 of the critical. So that's really, really good. Let's see, just like that, HP recovery. Hey, stop. No, oops. Okay, that was my bad, but technically Momochi can do it. It is just that... okay, I'll do it one more time, just cause. Just to show you. Let's see. I'll just... Hey, stop that. Let me heal, oh god! These things don't want me to finish this stage. Okay, there. Like that. Okay. There. Nice. I just beat these ones and I heal. I continue attacking as much as possible so that I keep the stacks up. And done. 10 stacks. And look at that, like 1.5 million damage on my basics. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, I'll recover some HP. Continue to deal damage, continue to deal damage. Just like that, perfect. And I'll do a couple basics along with the ultimate. The basic just to keep the stacks up. Just like that, perfect, nice. I'll use the active and perfect, very good. You can see it, you can see it now. It is devastating as long as you properly combo. Yeah. Because usually the characters with a ton of multi-hits are quite susceptible to hits and getting stunned. So that's something to take into consideration. Let's do it with Rin. Rin is another excellent character to use this supporter with. So let's see. In the case of Rin, I'll just change this one. And I'll put Kana. I can actually go with Kana on this one. Because I have the Founding 3 on the main. Where is Kana? There she is, kinda. So Volt Rush and Electric Volt and the basic enhancer. I can use this one. Do I want to? Technically, it gives me more damage, and it's a better option. But if you want to go kinda F2P, you can use Lightning Router. That's also a great choice. Yep, let's do it. Honestly, it's a pretty good supporter for the most part. And the weapon is also good. Yeah, I'm just here tempting you guys to roll on this banner. But if you do, consider how many gems you have. And if you want, wait for the newsletter, because we already have some news about what's coming. For those Mari fans, good news. Mari's finally coming. So yeah, that's something to take into consideration. Hey, just a ton of hits there. 10 stacks. And done. Nice. Okay, nice. Let's see, I'll just use Bolt. Yeah, this character is busted after the renewal. I mean, well, the weapon does help. I won't deny that part. But the ability to deal that much damage and multi-hit is pretty good. So, now, let's check this, where it actually excels. This weapon and supporter are really meant to be used on BR, honestly. Because that way, you don't have to worry too much about HP recovery or being extremely tanky with LAN. So, let me just do this. I'm going to load this one. And first of all, the formations. Damage increase against machines, damage increase for assist, which is the main attacker, LAN, and it says support type character increase penetration, but it is another assist buff. Translation issues. Okay. Well, these two are only supportive characters. You can use this build for any BR boss. The only one that may change is Phantasma. For example, if you're facing Worm Knight, you want to change Phantasma for a ranged attacker like Sora, maybe, just so that you don't summon the pillars in front of LAN, the pillars of fire. So let's start with Phantasma. Phantasma is going to be using the Momochi weapon, whatever attack Magatamas anti-machine, of course, whatever attack Magatamas on the subslot, whatever weapon on the subslot. We go blue. It's not the best option to go blue with Phantasma, but we go blue because we want to go green with Felicia. So, Succubus Whisper to buff the party with damage increase, and Slash Her and Impaling Terror, honestly just cause, but the speed reduction is appreciated, so it's not bad. Of course, we have Mirabelle, we have Bright and Rose to be able to use the Momochi weapon, and Haru to abuse the active of Mirabelle. Then, Felicia is the best healer to pair with Lan, because Felicia's healing depends on the damage dealt by the characters, and Lan is going to deal a ton of damage. We use Slaying Pre to slow the enemy and reduce their defense. Sangain Smash to reduce the defense of the enemy even further and apply Blood Mark. And Vampiric Zone to apply Blood Mark. But honestly, we're not gonna use this one. We have Ingrid to make Felicia tankier, while also giving a pseudo Phantasma leader skill. Then we use Misaki to increase damage, and Saika. You can put whichever damage increase you have available. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Or damage reduction even, because all the damage is going to be dealt by Lan. Lastly, we have Lan. She's using the weapon, of course, whatever weapon on the subslot. And we are using Be Like Cloud with Be Like Water, along with the Founding 3, White Snake Land, and Kana. So let's just see how this demolishes step 700 in less than a minute. On top of that, it is just absurd. Oh, it has extra HP. Nice. Guess what? I don't care. So I'm just gonna keep holding this and it's gone. And I keep holding it and yeah, that was less than 15 seconds, not even 20, with extra HP on the boss. And we didn't even manage to get all the stacks. Did we? I think not. Yeah, that's... Yeah, this is her new niche. I like it. I really like this. The fact that LAN is just going to be an extremely fast way to demolish all the bosses on BR with raw damage. We don't have to rely on a supporter, on a supporter's extra passive. That and the fact that the supporter doesn't give us damage increase, white for Asuka. And okay, 14 seconds. 14 seconds. That's yeah. So again, you might be tempted to get this one when seeing how strong this is. But wait until the newsletter. That's my recommendation, number one. Number two, consider what I have said. LAN is not recovering HP. It's gonna be extremely good on BR because we can put a healer like Felicia to compensate for her lack of HP recovery. But on tower particularly, you saw how many things I had to slap onto the build in order to allow LAN to be able to clear 129. By the way, I don't think she's gonna be clearing 130, but well, that's another story. So yeah, should you roll on this one? Probably, if you have the spends to do the gems to do so. But if not, just wait for the select gacha. Those are gonna give you more value because you have the chance to drop other weapons and supporters, limited weapons and supporters. So yeah. Anyways, that's about it for today. I hope you find this useful, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye.